So technically, what I watched tonight probably was more television, because it was a documentary that was on VH1, but I'm going to call it a movie and review it as such because I make the rules in my own blog. Um, so this was from 2014 and it had a couple of different directors. It was called The Tanning of America, One Nation Under Hip Hop. And the Wikipedia of it is really, there is no Wikipedia, and the IMDb doesn't actually have the directors listed. What? Hold on. Okay, well, this is great. I'm gonna go. This is not helpful because I know it had several really good directors. Um, let's see. VH1 had a really good. Here we go. VH1's website probably has a lot more to say than. Let's see here. Does this not have who directed it either? Why do you hate me? There we go. No, it doesn't. All right. Well, it had a couple of different directors. I guess I can't list them because I can't seem to find them anywhere. Is there like there's a cast section? This is not helpful. All right, whatever. I don't have anything, but I can tell you what I thought. So I thought it was a really great survey of sort of the rise of hip hop starting in the late 70s with the Sugar Hill Gang going all the way to it kind of basically ended with the re-election of Barack Obama. Hence my wearing this Barack and roll shirt. I've had this Barack and roll shirt since 2007, so I've had this for almost 10 years. I'm a big fan of this shirt. And so I obviously last week I watched that Nas documentary and I felt like I didn't know anything about hip hop other than like I listened to Puff Daddy as a young person and I like Late Registration and then like Outkast and a handful of other things and I was like, but I don't know anything, and I went to work and was like, educate me, because my coworkers know a lot more than I do, and one of them recommended this documentary, so I watched it. And I liked that it was in 4 sections, and it went from like the late 70s to the mid 80s to early 90s, mid to late 90s, and then sort of the last 15 years in one 40-minute section. And I wonder if the book is a little more, the book that's based on is maybe a little more in depth. But it sort of went through all the different eras and sort of the wave of hip hop becoming mainstream, which was great. But it wasn't quite what I wanted in terms of like, I can't tell you any of the like albums that were mentioned, like, because they were mentioned really in passing. And so it was almost a little too inside baseball. Like if you knew about hip hop, you probably got a lot from this, and if you didn't know a lot about hip hop, it was just a lot of like sort of history without really delving too deep into that history. Unlike the Nas documentary, which really went into like the socioeconomic climate that led up to the creation of that album, this didn't really go into that much. It hit a couple of milestones, but not really. And then it also like completely didn't talk about women at all. Like it had Mariah Carey, and Mariah Carey was like one of the few. She was actually the only like female artist. They talked to a few other women, but they weren't artists. And Mariah Carey's not really a hip hop artist. She has that in there, but like they didn't talk to Mary J. Blige or like Salt and Peppa or any of the people that I really would have liked to have known more about, like women rappers, because I know that they exist and that they always existed, and yet somehow if you watch this documentary, they don't really exist according to this documentary. So that was kind of a bummer because, or like they show you a shot of Lauryn Hill like accepting an award, but they never even talked about Lauryn Hill, and that was really disappointing. And then, they have this little girl talking about how she wants to be tan like Beyonce, but they never talk about Beyonce in the documentary at all. And they spend like half an hour on Puff Daddy. And I love Puff Daddy. He's great, but like, no Beyonce. No, no Queen Latifah, none of the women from the 80s, no Salt and Peppa, like. But I feel like a lot of like the great rock and roll canon things don't talk about women either. If you look at like Rolling Stone's greatest songs of all time, and there's like 10 tracks by women or something, so I shouldn't be surprised. Basically, a lot of music history just sort of ignores women. So if anyone knows like a really great documentary about women in hip hop, please let me know because I want to watch that like right away. That said, the through line where they went from hip hop and sort of how uh, Norman Lear television in the 70s through the beginnings of hip hop, through Blondie, through Yo MTV Raps, through sort of 90s hip hop, through the Bling era, all the way through the election of Obama twice. I kind of bought their argument. Like I was like, I see this line. It also didn't really talk about any of the dark aspects of the history and socioeconomic, you know, what have you, what have yous of hip hop. So it was really sort of like all the good stuff and none of the bad stuff and no women, which is kind of a bummer. Um, but I'm really fascinated, and I feel like I grew up in like a town where we had a country music station, and by 1998 we finally got like a top 40 station. So I sort of missed, and I wasn't allowed to watch MTV, so I missed a lot of hip hop, and um, I'm trying to like educate myself. So recommend me some things. I'd appreciate it. Other than Kanye, because I know Kanye quite well. Oh my God, he's going crazy on Twitter tonight again. I don't even know. Anyways, let me know if you have things that I should watch because as good of a like survey course as this film was, I feel like it wasn't very in depth, and I want more. So, this was the tanning of America, One Nation Under Hip Hop. I'm not sure who directed it because it's not on IMDb anywhere. So, yay.